kids. Forgot to put the damn mic on again. Anyway, welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I'm your host, Tim, one and only Child of Mecha. But of course you knew that. So, today we're going to be working on stuffing the head with epoxy putty, getting that shaped up and everything so that we can put some magnet in there for the head block. We're going to do that. We're going to also stuff putty into these new backpack pieces to make them fit onto the backpack instead of the wing binders and everything, to make this thing much faster, theoretically. So yeah, that's what we're going to do, and then we'll see how the time goes and all of that. So, welcome, everyone. I saw... Look at this. So, I saw... Oh, that's the wrong chat. Shit. Here we go. Hey! It's Josh! What's going on, buddy? Good morning. Yeah, dude. It's, what? 9 a.m. out there? Yeah. Damn. Okay. Well, hey, thank you for jumping on and saying hi. That's awesome, dude. So, good stuff. Good stuff right there. Everybody's with us. We got Apex Nerd. We got Juno. We got Lorenz, Lelouch, we got Charles Dodge, we got, who else? Gumpla Luke, what up, dude? Scuffles, he says, afternoon, everybody. I'm totally swamped at work, but I'm glad to see Tim is alive and kicking. Wait, did you just say Josh, as in the fictitious Josh from fictitious country using fictitious chisels? Not Josh Dara. Not Josh Dara. He would never jump on a live stream like this. No. My good friend Josh from out in California, one of those Gundam guys, builds awesome shit. So, yeah. And look at that. Yeah, miss being here and glad to see you streaming. Aww. Aww. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Thank you for jumping on. I know it's early and everything out there, but that's, yeah, Josh is a real one. Josh is a real one. So, very, very good modeler. So, yeah, if you don't follow him, he goes by, the VFX10 Viper on pretty much everything from what I understand. Right, Josh? I know at least Instagram and everything. So, yeah, go see that. God, what was that one? I forget the name of it, but it was so fucking good. The 144 that you built years ago, entered it into GBWC out there. Oh my God. What was it? It was so freaking good. The detailing and everything was so good. The moon, thank you. Thank you, Josh. Yes, the moon. I had like midnight, I had like moonlight, and I'm like, I know it's close, but it's not that. So thank you. The Moon Gundam, yeah. So freaking good. The detailing was superb. So definitely go check out Josh's Instagram. Give him a follow, everything. He deserves it. So really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. So, yesterday, I have to share this news with you guys. If you didn't see the Instagram reel or anything like that, Amber, my daughter, she is graduating in May from high school, and yesterday she got her cap and gown, and it all became very, very real, and I hate it. I hate it, because I'm gonna be an empty nester. I'm a single dad. She lives with me, and, it's been me and her for the past, 5+ years now at this point. And, dude, I am not looking forward to all of this. Like I said in the reel, like I am going to be an emotional wreck. And especially when she, goes off to college, because her move-in day, she's going to be 2 hours away, so it's not terrible, but still far enough. But her move-in day is August 27th, something like that. So yeah, not looking forward to it, you guys. I am dreading the date. So, but yeah, I mean, she got her cap and gown yesterday. She tried it on, obviously, in the reel and everything. And man, she's just like, she's graduating high school. I can't believe it. Yeah, I'm gonna be a complete mess. So we may not be streaming that week. So just FYI, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, dude, like I can't believe it. Like when we moved in here, right? It was September 2021, and it was her first day at the new school, and it was her last year in middle school, and now she's graduating fucking high school, and it's just like, oh man, it's killing me. It's killing me. Like I want her back at like 8 years old, like when she was super cute and she was hanging on me, like everything. She wanted to do what dad, everything that dad did and everything, and watch TV with me and all that. And yeah, now she's her own little person, and it's just like, fuck. So yeah, they got to grow up. So, but yeah, I just wanted to share that and everything with you guys, because it's like, yeah, it's real now. It's real now. The talk is done. It's game time. So, yeah. But, the cool part about it was a lot of people reached out to me, through social media and everything. And they were just like, kind of sharing their own stories. I heard from Case, my friend Case. He's the owner of Otaku ME. And he kind of shared his, his story. When his daughter graduated and everything, and man, it was good, really good hearing from him. I love that dude. Heard from a few other people and stuff like that, and yeah, it was really cool. And then right before the show today, I got a nice little message from our friend Ryan Lau, from up in Canada, and he evidently watched the first stream, and he says like it's getting him motivated to build and customize again. So that made me feel super good. Like love Ryan to death. Like one of the nicest guys on the face of the earth that I know. Yeah, just seeing that just kind of like jazzed me up. So I'm like in a really good mood right now, you guys. Like I can't really lie. That made me feel really, really good. And I've heard that from a lot of different people too. So it's like whenever I hear that, like I told him, getting you guys motivated to build and grow and evolve into, better modelers is one of the main reasons why I do what I do. I just love it. So yeah. Anywho, let's just get caught up real quick with the chat. And we'll get to work here. Let's see. Scuffle says Maker. Oh, god damn it! Wrong fucking chat. Scuffle says Maker commute. A 3-hour drive ain't no thing. Yeah, right. Lelouch says I feel your pain, Tim. I can already feel it, and my daughter's only 4 months old. Yeah, dude. Just cherish the time. It went by so quickly, like it's just gone. Yeah, Apex Nerd says, we're here to keep you busy, right? Keep my mind off things, right? Julia says, they grow up fast, Sarge. Yes, they do. My God, man. Yes, they do. Scuffles is like, all that commute from the playpen to the feeding table must be rough. Oh, shit. Anyway, Charles Dodge has got 2 high school grads and another one is a sophomore. Oh, man, so you're used to it. Amber's my one and only, so, yeah, it'll be a one and done, but first one. Oy, 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 man. Yeah. Scuffle says, gotta run to a meeting. Have a great stream. I'll watch the replay, Toodles. Nice. Have fun at your meeting, Scuffles. Loren says, pretty much the same with me. You inspired me to build. And when you said you'll be back, that got me the motivation to build again. See? That's awesome. I fucking love that. I absolutely love hearing that. That's no bullshit. Like that, I genuinely really, really love hearing that. That is like emotional currency for me. You know what I mean? And I know I'm like wishy-washy when I say that, and I get it, whatever. But seriously, that hearing that, just warm and fuzzy. Just warm and fuzzy all over. I love it. And then Josh says, seeing you stream again, I got started on an F91, the master grade. Nice, dude. Hell yeah. Let's fucking go. Oh, wait, is that the... Oh, no, that's not the Moon Gundam as your avatar, is it, Josh? Oh, no, that's the duck. The L duck or G duck or whatever. Whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. And Gundam Guy, he says, man, I love the Mr. Hobby rack in the back. What a score. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, that's a G-Self from Josh. Okay. It was hard to tell. So small. At least on my screen anyways. So, but yeah, Gundam Guy. So the paint rack. Oh, shit. Where did that come from? Anyway, sorry. But the paint rack in the back. So funny story is my local hobby store that was literally 5 minutes from my house closed down years and years ago. And, you know, they did, you know, the normal, everything must go, you know, and came in one day and, you know, they had sold out of all the, you know, all their stock of Mr. Hobby, and it was just an empty rack and everything. And I asked them, you know, what do you want for it? And I'm thinking like, oh man, they're gonna highball me. They're gonna say like $100 or whatever, and I'll be like, all right, yeah, I'll spend $100. Like, it's a once in a lifetime type of, you know, opportunity. And the guy came back. The guy said to me as soon as I said it, he's just like, oh, can you do $20? Inside, I'm shitting myself, right? Like inside, I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, right? But outside, I'm stone faced, and I'm like, yeah, I can do $20. I'm good for that. But inside, I'm like, you know, like the whole time. Oh, dude. I was just like, oh my god, I'm getting this fucking thing for $20. Oh man, what a score. Yeah. Oh, it was, yeah, it was a funny instance. It was a funny instance. But, yeah, he says, LOL, I was thinking the same thing. I would pay $100 for it. Yeah. Oh, in a heartbeat, right? I mean, to have that, you know, display, I mean, come on. It's awesome. And then to have a place to categorize and put all your paints in and everything. And, I mean, you can't see it from here, but I printed out little labels with my little label maker. And, you know, popped it on the front where all of the colors, you know, in sequential order go. And, you know, if I need to find an exact color, oh, it's so easy. It's so easy. Got the color number, got the name, all of it on those labels. And yeah, I've got it all labeled and everything. So yeah, that's one of the prizes through the years. One of the prizes. Giovanni's with us. What's going on, buddy? He says hello, everyone. All right, cool. So, Luke says, I wish I was that organized. Dude, come on, get with it. Organization is key, especially when you got as much shit as I do over the years. You just accumulate all the shit. Speaking of the backlog closet over here, all of that crap. And it's funny because on top of the Mr. Color rack, I have a shelf and then models on top of that piled, straight to the ceiling. And then on this side, and obviously you guys can't see it, you'll see it. You see the bookshelf and the reels and everything, and then I've got my, parts board and everything here. But on top of the parts board and on top of the shelves, fucking models. So, yeah, the backlog runneth over, as they say. So, yeah, I had to get organized, and that's the reason why I made like these drawers and everything. I have a bank of drawers on both sides of me, with tools, materials, and everything in there. So I had to do it. Absolutely had to do it, or else I would drive myself crazy trying to look for things. That's how it was on the old streams. I just had shit all over my desk, and I'm like, where the hell is everything? So, yeah, it was a necessity. Gundam Guy says, yeah, I feel you, Luke. My stuff is all over the place. I suffer from staying organized, but organizing will save you so much time in the long run. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. Organization is key. All right. Excuse me. All right. Let's get down to business, shall we? Let's go camera 2. Here we go. And then for today, like I said, we're going to be working with the epoxy putty. This is the Tamiya Quick Type. This is my favorite type of epoxy putty because it is incredibly smooth. It's great to work with, very durable, holds up to pretty much anything you throw at it. You can scribe it, you can carve it, drill it, everything. It's a little softer density-wise than Bandai plastic, but it's not a big deal. And then if you want to get a really smooth surface with this, you can absolutely do it. Back in the old days, I was able, just as a test, I took a test piece and I, applied the Tamiya Quick Type on there and let it cure, sanded it down, and then I just basically went and started to wet sand the hell out of this thing with higher and higher and higher grits, and then polished it with an old, t-shirt and everything, and I got that damn thing to about mirror finish. This is awesome stuff. Like I said, it is my absolute favorite. I've tried Magic Sculpt, Aves, Milliput. I've tried the smooth type Tamiya. None of the green stuff, none of that shit compares. It just doesn't. None of it compares. This is my favorite. This is my absolute favorite. So, yeah. Let's see. Lelouch wants to know any upgrades to the paint booth. Yes. I'm going to be putting out a video on that, because I upgraded the spray booth last year. Yeah, end of last year, and we did some pretty heavy modifications to it. Replaced all the fans and everything, did some rewiring. Yeah, so there will be more on that down the line. So yeah, expect a video on that. Giovanni says, you spend more money not being organized. Sometimes you end up buying supplies you already have. Oh my God, that is the truth. That is the truth. I've done that before. I'm guilty. 100%. George says, how does Tamiya epoxy putty compare to Aves? It doesn't. Tamiya, the Tamiya Quick Type is head and shoulders above pretty much everything else, in my opinion. This is the only epoxy putty that I will use for most applications. So yeah, this is my putty of choice, hands down, every day of the week. Gundam Guy says, where do you buy that putty from stateside, Tim? That is a very good question. The obvious one is, USA Gundam Store. Nope, that's the other side. Right there. Shameless plug. But yeah, I would start with USA Gundam Store. Not sure if they even have that in stock or not. I'm just throwing it out there. Obviously the other, the other usual suspects too, around the States and everything, but it's not necessarily easy to get. I got the 100-gram box, and I don't use a super ton of it, mainly because I just work mostly in the plastic, but sometimes you do need, angles and things like that this is just easier to do. And then obviously modifications and things like we're going to be doing today, it comes in super, super handy. But stateside, I am not sure, because I bought this off of, what was it? Taobao? Yeah, bought it off Taobao back in the day. And for those of you that don't know, Taobao is basically like the Chinese equivalent to Amazon. Pretty much everything on there is in Chinese. You need a broker to go through and kind of be the middleman and everything and all that. But you can get some really, really good deals on there. Now, mind you, I haven't bought off there in over 5 years, so I don't know what that looks like nowadays, but back in the day, yeah, I got tons of option parts, metal parts, decals, tools, this epoxy putty. Yeah, I got all of it off of there. Very, very good stuff. So I have to check Taobao out and see what they look like nowadays. So, but yeah. Anywho, Julius wants to know, does Tamiya Quick Type have a shelf life? I've had this for a good number of years and it is still perfectly fine. So if it does, I would say it's pretty long at that point. So yeah, as long as it's not exposed to air. I mean, mind you, these are sealed. These are still in the package, airtight, the whole 9 yards. But once they're out, once you cut this open, then yeah, a timer starts to count. Mind you, it's not a quick timer, but I would probably say maybe a year or so once this starts to become unusable at that point. So if you can't go through this in a year, you're not customizing enough and you need to get on it. That's what I'm saying. So yeah. You could always vacuum seal it. That's another possibility if you wanted to, if you have a vacuum sealer, but just an option. Ultraman Dyna, Mr. Luis is here with us. Hello, everyone. What's going on, dude? Let's see. Charles Dodge just checked, and none of the usual suspects have the 2-part quick epoxy putty. Well, that sucks. So yeah, you're gonna have to go overseas for that. Taobao. Hang on. Let's see. Hobby Search is one of my favorite stores. It's Japanese based. It's the 1999.co.jp. Yeah, that one. But it's the name is Hobby Search. Let me see. Let's see what I can find on here for you guys. Don't tell me they discontinued it. Hang on. eBay. You can get it on eBay. Oh, you can get it on Amazon. The quick type. You can get it on Amazon. Right now. I'm looking at it. You can get it on Amazon. $12.80. This is it's the 25 gram box. $12.80. It's on Prime too. So, there you go. That's not bad. That's not a bad price. Because for the 100 gram box, I think I paid $25-30 from Taobao. So, yeah. Amazon. I don't know why that didn't instantly click, but yeah, Amazon. So, Gundam Guy, it's rare for some reason. It must be the ingredients. I use epoxy sculpt and green stuff, but it's just different. Yeah, Tamiya's funny. Tamiya's a funny company because they don't import their entire catalog over to the States. Only some. For the longest time, they didn't import their enamel paint line, which I've heard great things about. But obviously never tried it. But I think they're starting to import the enamel line, and then some other things. But yeah, the epoxy putty is one of those products they just do not import to the States at all, which is stupid. So, I don't know. But, c'est la vie, right? Let's see. Nbuck Games says, forget steaks, I'm vacuum sealing my epoxy putty from now on. Right? Yeah, I mean, it's just a thought, you know what I mean? Just a thought. George says, Tim, you got affiliate links for all this stuff you're convincing us to use. Oh, buddy, I wish, man. I wish. I had mentioned this the other day. Amazon shut down my Amazon affiliates account, probably for lack of use or whatever. But in their terms and conditions, once you get it shut down, there's no coming back. So there's no easy way for me to just, click and turn it back on, unfortunately, which sucks. And I have the phone number for Amazon affiliates, and I think I'll probably end up calling them, but I don't know what that's going to yield. And then also, too, the other day, they changed the commission structure and they lowered it, from what I understand, big time. 40% lowering. So yeah, it's useful to have a repository of the tools and an easy way to find them and everything, but like it's almost like, is it even worth it, going through that trouble and everything? I don't know. So Mbuck Games says, I'm actually going to do it. My studio's in the basement and it's not the best environment for that stuff. Yeah, I mean, like I was being totally legit, but I was just throwing it out there. I mean, if you really do want to prolong it, that's just one way. But like I said, this stuff, even exposed to the elements, has a pretty good shelf life at that point. So if it's sealed, it's years. Because like I said, I've had this shit for at least 5+ years, and it's still perfectly, pliable and everything. Like, the yellow part is always the softer part. It's kind of the resin, and then the white is always the more stiff. It's the catalyst. So, yeah, fun times. Gundam Guy says, good looking, guys. I'm going to order that today. It's good to have options. Green stuff makes great weld beads, while Milliput makes the best tarps, etc. Yeah. Like I said, this stuff, I've used in a number of different applications. Obviously, reshaping parts and everything. If you go back to the Ozymandias build, that one was heavily modified with epoxy putty. And let me show you one part. This is the master part from the Ozzy that I modified, and the hardest part is getting it out of this damn box here. Shit, come on, here it is. So, and we'll do super zoom so you guys can see this better. But this is a part here. This is a part from a 144, I believe it was an Exia. And this was like the knee cover armor and everything, right? But what I did was I turned it into an elbow cover for the Aussie. So basically, this thing's not going to fit, out of the gate. And then, so what I did was took epoxy putty here, and as you can see, stuffed it in there. And then, with a little petroleum jelly on the the inner frame of it was the Sinanju Stein at the time, smushed it in there and let it cure, and then popped it off. You have this perfect connection point for custom pieces, right? And then just took the rest of it, the overflow, shaped it, scribed in there and everything, all of that, and made resin copies out of this. This is, obviously, like I said, the master, but that's just one of the other use cases for epoxy putty. And these things fit like a glove, like they were, stock pieces and everything. So, yeah, this stuff is absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So, yeah, that's just one of the, the uses that, epoxy putty can do. Let me, let me pull out one other thing here real quick. And, ow. I hit my knee pulling this damn thing out. Let's see, yesterday when when I showed the parts of the mega size, that right there, you know, I had to change the angle of this to better, you know, emulate a GM Type C. So yeah, I mean, pack this thing full of epoxy putty, and yeah, so that's another, you know, really good use case. You know, changing the shape, changing angles, things that are not necessarily easy to achieve with just bare plastic. You know what I mean? Now, like something like the, you know, the cockpit reshaping, obviously that's a little bit easier. I mean, you're dealing with hard angles, you can file, sand, you know, all of that, but here you're dealing with, you know, complex curves around here, subtle angles and things like that, and you need a little bit more of a delicate option. Yeah, so that's a really good use case. Another one is for, you know, getting angles. So like with this is the front, you know, beginnings of the front skirt. And so basically all I did, I knew the angle that I wanted, did the measurements, and then packed the front with epoxy putty, and just came in here and filed that down to, you know, connect the 2 points essentially. So yeah, really great use case for that. You can see it here in practice on, you know, the side armor pieces for the, you know, the forearm of this mega size that I was working on. Same exact, you know, type of scenario. So yeah, really good use cases with that. Here's another one that I kind of really liked. This was the shoulder that I showed off, and you can see here used, you know, epoxy putty to fill some of the voids that, you know, just weren't convenient to fill. But this piece here, you know, it needed, you know, a specific angle. So built the inside of the box. You know, you can see the white, you know, inside. Built that up, marked off where I needed those angles to be, and then just packed it with epoxy putty, filed it down, made sure everything was nice and straight, and yeah, Bob's your uncle. So that, like I said, all of this, really just good use cases for, you know, the epoxy putty. And yeah, I mean, honestly, the sky is the limit, and you know, you're really only limited by, you know, your imagination and kind of what you want to accomplish and everything too. So yeah, it's really good shit. Really good shit. So Gary's with us. Happy hump day. What's going on, Gary? Lelouch says, Tim, are you more of an in-person shopper or online shopper for most of your tools and kits? I am forced to be an online shopper, unfortunately. Like I said, my local hobby store closed down 6-7 years ago, I want to say. Something like that. So, yeah, that's essentially forced my hand into, you know, going strictly online. So, yeah. Now, mind you, if I had a hobby shop around me, I'd absolutely go there. I am a bargain hunter, so if they price, you know, if they price gouge or markup and everything like that, which I understand they have to do, but if it's exorbitant, fuck them, you know. I gotta look out for me, right? So, yeah, I mean, you kind of have to weigh pros and cons on both. You know, definitely support your local hobby stores. There's no question about that. But if, you know, if they're going to be dicks and, you know, try to price gouge, then no thank you. Hey, Barack and Iris are reporting for duty. Good to see you guys, man. Awesome. Mbuck Game says, Tim, we need a shopping list. I just bought the Plastic Magic yesterday. I know, right? You could have saved room in the cart, right? Oh, man. Briggsy, the Amazon change could be because YouTube lets people put Amazon products into info into videos now. I guess YouTube and Amazon teamed up, and that could be why people don't make much through Amazon anymore. Yeah, I don't know. They just sent out the change 2 days ago. One of the ladies that I follow on Instagram did a video about it, and yeah, I mean, people are pissed. There was even a bonus tier that if you you know, shipped, you know, a certain amount of product, that you would get a, you know, a kind of flat bonus. They did away with that completely, from what she said. So yeah, it is definitely not a great situation. So Gundam Guy says, pretty damn cool. Mikkel's with us. What's going on, dude? What's going on, man? What it do, Tim and gang? Lelouch says, look at all that beautiful scribe work. Yeah, right. Josh says, whoo, look at that work. Yeah. Like I said, that was a commission from Bandai that I didn't finish, and then they ghosted me on it, and I don't think any of us finished it. So it is what it is. At some point in the future, I'll get back to it, because I do want to finish that at some point. And reason being, let me show you something really cool. And I know we're not working at this point, and it's already like an hour into the fucking stream, so we'll get there. We'll get there. Trust me. We'll get there. But one of the really cool things that having amazing friends in this hobby provides you is someone like, when, you know, the infamous Win I'm Ong, and you know him as the paint pusher online and everything, and he has won numerous GBWCs, trophies, and everything. And the guy is an amazing friend. He will quite literally give you the shirt off his back. He's just salt of the earth. One of the best individuals that I've had the opportunity to meet and have the honor of knowing. So, yeah, shout out to Win. So he this was going to be a diorama. What is it? Mega size. This was going to be a diorama. It was going to be, you know, have people and everything. So he printed me out, you know, these 1/48. Is it 1/48? Yeah, I think 1/48. These 1/48 scale people, just kind of, you know, doing different things and stuff like that. You know, they're just so great looking, right? And here, let's super zoom so you can really see some good detail. He even went as far as printing me a dog with his leg up. And yeah, so the dog was going to be peeing on the foot of the Gundam, or the GM at that point. And come on, like, I love this fucking guy. You know, like this guy, you know, on his phone, taking a picture. He would be taking a picture of the, you know, the GM and everything. And you've got you know, a businessman walking with his, you know, with his briefcase and everything. What else you got here? So, yeah, so this would be the lady with the dog, and everything. And where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. This one's special. This one's special. The pilot. In my idea, she's going to be sitting on the foot of the Gundam, enjoying a donut, because this will be there's a in the diorama that I had in my head, there was a donut shop in the background and everything, and basically she just stopped off in her fucking GM for a snack, right? So, but what I wanted to do, and this is the special part, like I said, what I wanted to do with this is, this was going to be Amber. So this would have been Amber's GM, and I gave her color choice and everything, and I was going to paint this up, you know, to look like her, and yeah, so she would have been the pilot of the GM, the GMC and everything. So that's kind of why, one of the things that made it special to me. But yeah, unfortunately, I really lost all motivation for this thing. But Win was nice enough to print these up for me and send them to me. And you know, obviously he printed out a whole fucking bag of them. So I think I have 2 of everything in here, just in case I mess up or, you know, anything like that. But yeah, dude, Win is just an absolutely amazing individual. Yeah, love the dude to death. Just absolutely love the dude to death. He doesn't build too much anymore, because he has I think a coffee shop. Yeah, so he's busy running his own business and all of that. So, yeah, but just an absolutely wonderful guy. Absolutely wonderful guy. Really, really is. So, anywho, all right. Let's see. Get caught up here real quick. Oh, geez, a lot of stuff here. Julia says, Tim, since you brought up the Tamiya lacquer paints, what are your thoughts about it? Does it stack up to Mr. Color since Mr. Color is experiencing production delays? I've not actually tried the Tamiya lacquers, to be honest. I just haven't had a chance to, you know, get any at this point. So I would imagine they're very similar, but I don't know that for a fact, so I don't know. Gundam Guy says, yeah, the 2-part epoxy putty is very underrated in the Gundam community. Top-notch work. Thank you, man. And I agree with you. It is very, very underrated. Briggsy says, could do the putty work for a video, a how-to. Get out of my head, Briggsy. Like I said, I've got pages and pages of videos that I want to make. So, yeah, that is absolutely one of them. And it'll be a good one because I'll go through technique, use cases, all of it. So, yeah. And I've got other plans too, but we won't talk about that. Anywho, Louis says, I'm planning a trip to Japan in July. Hell yeah. If there is a particular tool you want to get, let me know. I can find it for you. Oh man, thank you. I'm actually pretty good. I got pretty much every tool under the sun, but I appreciate the offer. Really do. Hell yeah. Lelouch says, hey, once you move to NC, where I'm from, there's so many hobby stores almost all around. Yeah, dude. Like, my fiance lives just outside of Charlotte in Kannapolis. So we're thinking about kind of staying around there because it's a really, really, really nice area. Yeah, there's a few around that spot. So and then obviously Raleigh. There's a ton over there, which is a few hours away. But yeah, we're gonna be near Charlotte and stay around there. That's where she works, so obviously a necessity, but still. Let's see. Mikkel says, I'm surprised some of those details you did on the RX were not cloned in resin. Yeah, they were. I didn't have any at the time, so it was a necessity to do it, freehand. Or else I would have, trust me, or else I would have. But a lot of the stuff in the background just was not set up. So, yeah. Duplicating by hand was an absolute necessity. Yeah, absolute necessity. Let's see. Juno, about how many projects do you think you've abandoned? Oh, fuck, dude. Let's see. The GM Spartan, the upgraded, what is it? Barbatos, the teenage-sized unicorn, the RX-78 mega size. That's 4 off the top of my head. The Gelgoog that we were going to do as part of the GBWC idea, but then it migrated. So 5 across my run. Yeah, about 5. Yeah. So, Greg Blair, what's going on, Greggy? He says, hey, on my lunch break, popping in to say hi. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by, especially on your lunch break. I mean, shit. Why waste time on me when you can be enjoying, lunch? But I appreciate it, brother. I really do. Good to see you, man. Plamo Nerd Mr. Barack says, is that a specific file or is a guy doing a service? Oh, for the 3D prints? Yeah, my friend Win did those. And he did them all custom for me, which is another reason why I fucking love him to death. Yeah, just, he's amazing. He's amazing. Gundam Guy, does the person who printed these sell them? I don't think these, because like I said, these were he made these custom for me. And I'm not sure if he sells them or not. I know he's super busy with his coffee shop, so that other stuff may have gone by the wayside. So I don't know, honestly, unfortunately. So, yeah, I don't know. Barack says, I mean, where can I get those STL files, right? Yeah, like I said, these are kind of one-of-ones, so I doubt it. Jimmy James, we have several stores in Atlanta, none within an hour of where I live now. Yeah, what is it? The big hobby town is down there in Georgia. I think it's right near Atlanta, which is one of the flagship Gundam stores in the nation, which is, a big deal. But yeah, it's evidently the biggest hobby town in the nation. My fiance actually went there because back before she moved down to North Carolina, she had a warehouse which she oversaw in Atlanta. So she was down there, and she popped over there one day for me just to check it out and everything. And yeah, she said it was fucking enormous. So yeah, there's always that. Ranger Chris says, there are no canceled projects, just planned builds and shelf queens. You got that right, dude. You got that right. Let's see. Franco, what's going on, Franco? Good to see you, man. Dude, go follow Franco on Instagram. He makes some really, really cool shit. Really cool shit. Tamiya lacquers are awesome. Better than Mr. Hobby. Do tell. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I've honestly, I've never had the opportunity to try them. And with the stock level that I have, I don't know if it'll be anytime soon before I do, if I'm being honest. Briggsy says, can also do it for your newsletter. 100%, dude. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, it's funny. All the plans and everything that I've talked about and alluded to and everything, I use this kind of, it's a, best way to describe it is like a mood board software called Millinote. Absolutely love it. And I've planned out projects and things with it, and tremendous tool to use. I highly, highly recommend it if you're that type of person. You know, if you want to strategize and plan out something. Notion is probably its closest competitor, but they are completely different, because Millinote is much more visual, and you can, you know, upload pictures and media files and write notes and documents and everything with it. It's awesome. So I use that, and I've basically planned out my, what I call end game, where I want to ultimately get to. And yeah, I have pages and pages and pages of notes, strategies, lists of content, for lack of a better term, that you know, I want to do and everything. So yeah, it's all up here and in Millinote. So yeah. Let's see. Ranger Chris says, if you're going to be near CLT, then there is the extreme option of catching a flight down to Daytona and hitting up USA Gundam Store. Yeah, I've been to USAGs a couple times, actually, to see Ryan and everything. Obviously, this was before Zach moved down there, or over there. And yeah, I'd love to get back down there and visit with the guys and everything. So, yeah. Lelouch says, you're my neighbor then, Tim. I live in a town away. Oh, fucking sweet. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, she lives like near, you know, she lives in Kannapolis, near Concord and all of that. So, yeah, just absolutely love that area. It's so nice. So nice. Giovanni says, if you don't have abandoned projects, you're not modeling hard enough. Yeah, for real. Barack says, well, guys, unfortunately, I have to go. My oldest kid has a soccer match. Oh, gotcha, real football, for real, right? And it's inter-high school to see which high school will go to the Nationals. So kind of a big deal. Nice. Hey, best of luck, man. I hope everything turns out really good. Hope you guys win. So nice. Jimmy James says, yeah, I went to the USA Gundam base tour there. It was awesome. Nice. Let's see. George says, Tamiya lacquers are better than Mr. Color. How so? I'll have to give them a try, right? Charles says, Tim, you need to get the pretty? The pretty? I don't know. Oh, Tim, you need to get the putty in the head if you're going to magnetize it tonight. Dude, I fucking know, right? We've been talking for like over an hour. Michael Dawson's with us, Superset. Forgot I was streaming today. Dude, I stream every day. Every day. But yes, Charles is right. We need to get to work. Now, one of the most important things to have with this putty is a little thing of water. We're going to dip our fingers in this, and so to prevent the putty from sticking to our hands and everything. Now, another important thing when working with putty is going to be, having some dedicated tools. My preferred tools here are like these silicone. They're called brushes, but yeah, I mean they're silicone brushes. Yeah, I like using these an awful lot to kind of shape everything and get it into place and all that. Where's the spatula? I need that. I have a little mini spatula tool that I use as well that I really need. Let me find it. Where is it? Here it is. I knew it was somewhere. Yeah, so this is the little mini spatula. It has kind of like this almost knife shape at the end. It's dull. It's not gonna cut anything. And then it's kind of got like this like golf club looking opposite end. So yeah. So these are very important tools to have when working with epoxy putty. They just help shape and everything. And yeah, so let's get this going here. And then we also need a sacrificial plate. Where is it here? There it is. All right, and this is just a big piece of plastic, and as you can see, from the residue on here that I've used this many times with epoxy putty. So what we're gonna do is cut these open. Just like that. All right. So they obviously come in the outer seal here, but then they have kind of this one's being stubborn. What's going on? Okay. Oh, did they stop doing that? Oh yeah, I guess they did. Okay. Yeah, no big deal. They have, well, it's not very easy now, is it? All right, well, we're gonna have to open this up and really get to it. Oh, no, they did. What the fuck? Oh, it's just stuck. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. All right, there we go. All right, so they basically have these plastic sheets on either side to help, avoid stickage, if you will. So that's what I was kind of looking for here. And then same thing with this one here too. Release, damn it. Shit, the hardest part about this is just getting it out of the package, it would seem. Jesus, come on. All right, so there we go. All right, so a little dabble do ya. Put that off to the side, save those for later. All right, so now, since this is two-part epoxy putty, it's 1-to-1. So what I basically do is just line these up like that, perfectly aligned, and then with an old hobby knife, and this is just my original X-Acto knife, we're gonna cut off a couple hunks here. So estimate how much we need. Let's see. A bit there, a bit there. All right, so I'm thinking right about there. So there we go. We'll put those off to the side. Get to those later. That goes away. All right, so we have our 2 pieces, right? So now we need to pull the plastic off of one side of each of these. Oh, that one's already off. All right, so now all we got to do is just pop these together. And now the plastic is going to be still on either side. So now what we need to do is knead this stuff. So this is where the water comes into play. This is a very, very important and crucial step. Now, obviously, you know, yes, you're going to be introducing water to the mix. That's not a problem because that evaporates, it blends in. It's not going to cause any issues whatsoever. Done this many times and never in my life had an issue. All right, so now what I like to do is just fold this, right? And continue to fold it. You know, squeeze it out. Kind of squeeze, pull, you know, that type of thing. And just continue folding it. And then change directions. If you are, you know, at all familiar with, if you've ever seen like documentaries on how they make, you know, knives and stuff like that, they fold the steel over on one another, and it just creates a much stronger product. So that's basically what we're doing. And then now we're gonna kind of fold this into thirds just to get those edges worked in there. And this shit is still pretty cold, so it's not exactly great pliability just yet, but once this warms up and gets kneaded through, yeah, we'll be in really good shape here. So it's starting to get much more pliable, and it's starting to blend. You know, you still have those separations there, those layer separations, but it's starting to get there. Ooh, and it's starting to get tacky too. All right, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. And see, it's starting to get stretchy. Excellent. Starting to go. All right, let's see. Let's read some comments while I'm doing this, yeah? Enrico, he says, hey everyone, tuning in while having lunch before my afternoon lessons. Excellent. George says, Spatula City. Life Def 65. Hey, you crazy kids, how's everyone doing? We're doing good. Lorenz says, how is it on load-bearing situations? Pretty good, all things considered. Yeah, I mean, that's essentially what we're going to be doing here today with, you know, especially the backpack pieces. All right, so, oh yeah, see, that's getting stretchy. That's a good sign. And see, it's starting to form that uniform kind of light yellow color. For comparison's sake, there's what it looked like before, that, you know, that kind of weird khaki yellow color. So this is starting to get really good. It's getting much softer. Yeah, we're almost in business here. So I'd say just a few more minutes of kneading this stuff. pull it apart here and kind of layer it up, and we'll be in business. This is the hardest part, honestly. It really is. And it's the most fucking tedious part, too, if I'm being honest. This is kind of bullshit. I hate this. But, you know, to get to what we want to use it for, it's worth it. It's worth it. So, Enrico says, I've only used Milliput epoxy putty. Don't know how it compares to Tamiya or Mr. Hobby, but it seems messier from what I've seen. I've used Milliput. I don't like it compared to this. It can be. Yeah, this is definitely messier. It does have higher adhesion to parts and everything. But in my opinion, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So, yeah, see that's good stretch right there. That's, yeah, I think we're there. All right, so cool. So what we'll do is pop that on the plate, and let's get to it. Let's first start to fill in these little guys here. This will be light work for us. Just real quick. So we're basically going to come with our little spatula here and just cram it in there. It's not rocket science. You want to, overfill these pieces, because essentially you don't want gaps and things like that. You want to be able to, sand everything down and shape it the way you want it to be shaped. So that right there is good. I'm happy with that. That's how it should look. Overflowing on all sides, much higher than the surface. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's what we want. That's exactly what we want. All right, so we'll put that off to the side. Find the other part here. And so this actually slots into here. So the only part that we need to fill on this is that little weird tip area. So luckily we don't have to fill everything in like a SD or something like that. All right, so just really pack it in there. Now, one thing with your tools, you can dip these in water and just really kind of be able to shape that. So we're going to need a little bit more here. Okay. And the other cool thing is if this, once this is cured, even if it pops out or anything like that, it's already formed to the shape. You can just glue it back in, which is great. So, all right, so we'll put that off to the side. All right, now let's move on to the head. Let's get this thing going here. All right, so we're gonna need a good amount here. So I'm gonna take probably about a quarter of this blob. All right, and then just drop that in there. And yeah, we're just gonna be super careful. We're probably gonna need more than that from what it looks like. You know what? I'm gonna use I have two sizes of these silicone brushes, and I'm gonna actually use the smaller one here, just to be able to get in here and just push that into place. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more putty than this. Let's just moving back to the metal one here. A little bit more force. And where'd that? Yeah, here we go. Cool thing about these smaller silicone brushes is they have the silicone tip on this side, but then they have these little kind of sculpting ball deals here too. So these are real useful, especially in this type of situation, which we just need to push this putty into the cavity here. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more. A lot more. Okay. You know what? Let's go half that size. Good. Yeah, we're going to need that other half, I think. Because essentially what I'm trying to do is get this packed in here almost to the visor line. Just a little shy of where the visor, is and everything. So, yeah, we're going to need that other half. Come on now. Yeah, and this stuff is good and sticky right now. That's sticky, icky, icky. Ooh wee. Okay. And the other good thing about this is that this the putty gives good weight to things, and I don't know why, but it just feels more solid. Now I'm going to use this bigger brush here to really kind of just press all this into the little kind of nooks and crannies and stuff like that, and just really set this stuff in here. We're going to need more, so it's not to the level I want it yet. And so one of the things that I always suggest is make more than what you think you will need. Just FYI. All right, so that's looking pretty good there. We're making really good progress. Now, one thing that I want to do is I want to take a small break from that, and we need to clear some space in here, especially these side supports, these side pegs and everything. We need to clear that out of there so that we can try and fit the head block in here to basically get a good mock-up of this thing. So, let's see. Actually, I hooked up the big Dremel, so we're gonna pull that bad boy out here. And got the wand and everything. And let's see, which bit? Let's go with this little guy right here. This should be good. All right. So let's get to dremeling here. This is going to be a little loud, so bear with me. All right. Okay. All right, good deal. Yeah, see, with the big boy, man, that doesn't take any time at all to clear that out. So, all right, let's do a little cleanup. And it's fine, we got, you know, plastic debris in here. That's not a big deal. We'll just meld into the epoxy putty. It won't cause any issues or anything like that, so no biggie. Okay. There we go. All right, so now let's see. This block should pop right in. Yep, and it does. Wonderful. All right, perfect. And then that will give us a really good, we can basically smush this into place here. And put a little petroleum jelly on this thing, and we should be in good shape. Yeah. Want to get a little bit more putty at the front here, though. So, good thing we made a bunch. Oh, yeah, it's super sticky right now. Shit. Sticking to the actual tool. Okay. Good deal. I just want to push that up in there and kind of fill that cavity. There we go. And we're just basically trying to smooth the rest of it out. Yep, that looks good. And, you know, as you can kind of see, hopefully, I'm just using this really as a brush. Just kind of pushing material around and all of it, yeah, so. Nice. Make sure to fill it out on the edges there and then get this kind of space under there nice and smooth. And then, yeah. So there we go. The head is packed and looking really, really good. Now, let's see if we can't find, there it is. All right. So just petroleum jelly, Vaseline, whatever. This is the perfect release agent for this. And we're just going to get everything mocked up here. So good deal there. We want the faceplate on because we need to get this into the proper position. All right, so we got the head. Pop this open. I use a dedicated brush for this, and there we go. I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit out. Get the brush loaded up. There we are. And yeah, so we're basically just going to brush this on the top. We just want to get the top of this piece covered, and then also, you know, a little bit down the side. Nothing crazy, but we just want to marry these two pieces perfectly so that when we go to assemble this thing, there's no second guessing. You know, there's no adjustments needed, or, you know, oh, it doesn't look great, you know, that type of thing. So we are going to get this mocked up into the position we want it to be in. Oh yeah, there we go. And we're getting a little squeeze out up front. That's what we like. Angle that up a bit. Make sure we're straight. And this is basically just fine-tuning everything and making sure that we are looking good. Making sure we've got the angle of everything correct and centered. just making sure everything looks good before we get this thing set into place. Okay. Okay. So, let me eyeball this here. I think it's a little off center this way. Let's do some adjustments here. And this step is just, I can't tell you how crucial this part is, because this will make or break everything. Sorry you guys, I know I'm being quiet here, but this is a very, very important step that we need to make sure that we're nailing here. All right. I think I'm done fiddling with it. Maybe not. Shit. Take that back. Needed to move the face block forward a bit. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a better profile. Okay. All right. A good way to see if something is centered is to look at it upside down. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. It's a different perspective, I guess. But a good way to see if something is properly centered is to look at it from upside down. All right. I think we got it. It shifted. Motherfucker. I think it's from me handling it. Trying to show you guys. God damn. Alright. I'm gonna stop fiddle fucking with it here. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna stop fiddling with it. I'm gonna put it off to the back, and we're gonna let it sit. Done. Done. Alright. So what time is it? 1:48. Cool. Alright, let's get caught up just real quick. Because I know there have been some questions and stuff like that here. Let's see. Yeah, Zero Kai. Nailed it. Vaseline trick. Boom. Music to my bleeding ears. Nice. Enrico says, on the taxi to my school right now, vicariously working on a model through the stream. Nice. Julius. We have a question. Do you use isopropyl alcohol to remove the petroleum jelly from the parts after curing? Yes. Yes, I do. 100%. 100%. Enrico says, at work, time to evaluate the kids' presentations. Aw, I'll have fun, man. Thanks for checking us out. Nice. All right. Let's move on to these backpack pieces here so we can get these rods and everything lined up. Now, first things first, what I'm going to do is try to remove some of this internal waste that we don't need here. We're just going to cut that away as best we can. So just trying to, clear this out so we have, good room for everything here. All right, good enough. Doesn't have to be perfect, just good enough. There it is. Oh, that came out clean. Nice. All right, cool. So we've got our cavity. We know what size tube that we need to use. So let's do some precautionary things here. Now, first things first, we're going to need a small rod of plastic. Let's see. Boom. That'll work. That'll work. All right. So this is just a 2.4 millimeter rod. And like I said, this is more precautionary than anything at this point. We are going to build in part of this so that it doesn't come, doesn't come out of the epoxy putty, right? Let's see. What do we need? Let's get the good old X-Acto knife here, and we're gonna cut a lot more than what we need here. Boom. There it is. All right. So this is 2.4. So we've got our wire drill index here, and we need to refer the good old cheat sheet. So this is 2.4. So we're going to need a 41, number 41 size drill bit. And I like using the wire gauge drill bits simply because they come in a ton of incremental sizes. And then I have my cheat sheet that you guys just saw, and it converts over to metric sizes, which is what we need. All right, 41, there it is. All right, put that off to the side, and then we need to find the right collet size for the pin vise. And this is a reason why it's good to have different collet sizes, because of different size drill bits. Too small. That's a winner. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this rod, right? And we are going to first mark a pilot hole in this thing so our drill bit doesn't slip, and then all right, so we have roughly the size of this rod here, and it doesn't again have to be exact, but it fits like a glove. So basically, we're just making essentially a hold down for this thing, so that when the epoxy putty surrounds this, this is going to be anchored into place. So that's all we need. That's literally all we need. So once we have this in here, like I said, that epoxy putty, once it's, you know, crammed down in there, will hold this into place real nice. So with that being said, let's get to all of this. All right, so we're gonna work in little sections here. That's way too big, I think. We're just gonna basically just push that down in here and kind of make a bed for this thing to sit on. Yep, there we go. That's really good. We'll align this here in a few minutes once we get the epoxy putty packed in here. We'll get to proper alignment after that. Not in there. Come on now. Just basically move this thing around and get the putty just packed in there as much as possible. What that anchor bar is going to do, once this thing sets up and cures, this tube is not going anywhere. And obviously we cut, you know, way more than what we need, you know, and that's only a good thing, because it gives us some wiggle room. Okay. Just a little bit more. Okay, cool. So now let's get the side on here. We'll just slot that over there. And now we can worry about alignment. Very good. Okay, so let's make sure everything is 100% square. Aha, here we go. Ah, come on now. Bingo. All right. My secret weapon for ensuring squareness, my 1, 2, 3 blocks. All right. We're going to turn this bad boy up here. We're going to make sure that all angles are straight. Nice. Nice. Just a little adjustment that way. Otherwise, good. Okay, cool. So we'll let that one cure. On to the next. Set that off to the side here. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut a piece. There it is. This little Home Depot tube cutter is insanely valuable when cutting smaller diameter tubes. And kind of do the rolling technique here with the X-Acto knife. Get that right in the groove there. And then this thing should snap. Yep, super easy. Done. All right, cool. So now, again, we're going to mark this and drill a hole. All right, so we've got our hole drilled. Now our anchor bar slots in very nicely. We don't need a ton of it. We just need a little bit off to the sides just to keep it anchored in there. And that's all we need, right? All right, so again, same principle. We're just going to get a little bit of epoxy putty in here on the bed, just to give that a nice little foundation for everything, like that. Smush that down in there. And then we start filling. Hang on. Amber's texting me. Okay, that can wait. Not urgent. Her parent preview for this weekend's production is tonight, and normally I wouldn't be able to go, but since I got laid off, I can go. So we're gonna go see the kind of run through for parents and stuff like that tonight. Well, just me. I don't know why I said we, but yeah, so that should be fun. Maybe I'll see if my mom wants to go. It might be fun. We'll see. Spend time with mom. It's always important to spend time with your mother. If you don't do that, I highly recommend it. Yeah. Anywho, let's get back to getting this putty packed in here. Slowly but surely. Okay. This is going pretty smoothly, thankfully. Jesus. Okay. Looks pretty good. Just a little bit more here off to the side. And then this part should be good to go. We just need to clean this up a little bit here. Just really kind of pack that in there. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. All right, so let's get this side threaded on here. And as you can see, straight off the gate, that is not square. Not at all. Not at all. All right. So the first thing we're gonna do, try to square it up this side, and then square it up this side. That looks pretty good, but let's double check with the wave ruler here. And I'm basically, what I'm trying to do is square it up with this surface here. Okay. A little bit more back that way. Nice. And then let's check. Oh, nope, it moved. This one's being a little stubborn. It's angling this way. I don't know if you can see it. It's not bad, but I just want to try to get it as square as possible here. All right, what's going on? Better. think the alignment inside when we put it into the putty was causing some issues, but I think we've got it now. Let's double check. Yeah, that's good. That's tolerable. Nice. Nice. Okay. Set that off to the side. Don't touch it. We don't touch it for the next 8 hours. So, until the next show tonight. And obviously we still got a, big chunk of this shit left over. So I might try to see if anything needs filling at this point. But you guys kind of get the idea of it. It's not glamorous work. It's not sexy. It's not fun. But it definitely serves its purpose. And, when you start to learn how to use the epoxy putty, that's kind of when it does start to get, fun and sexy. And you can do different cool things and everything. So this will be all part of that at this point. So I think we're in pretty good shape at this point. So but we'll see tonight how when these things cure up, we'll see how they look and go from there. So let's get caught up with the chat real quick before we head out, and let's see what we have here. All right, so there's where we left off. Let's see. Had heard of cleaning up residual petroleum jelly with Dawn, but haven't heard of using IPA. Yeah, I mean, IPA, isopropyl alcohol, is just a really good kind of all-purpose degreaser, cleaner, everything. It's amazing, especially for getting a really, really pristine plastic surface. Just the paint and the primer bites into it so much better after a quick bath and 91% isopropyl alcohol that I find. It's just rock solid. I mean, there is nothing left in terms of contaminants and everything from my experience, and yeah, it's great. It's great. Lelouch says, I need to buy more styrene tubing now that I think about it, but my hobby store doesn't carry Evergreen anymore, though. Yeah, Julius, right there. You can buy directly from Evergreen. They are a wonderful company to deal with. I love Evergreen. Love them. I get everything directly from them. They even may have my favorite tool of all time, which I'm surprised we haven't pulled out yet, but the classic, the amazing, the legend, the chopper. The chopper. Boom. The chopper. Yes. I'm surprised we haven't pulled this thing out yet, but we haven't gotten to that point in customization yet. So this will make an appearance at some point. I can promise you that. Yeah, it hasn't necessitated thus far. So yeah. To put it in engineering terms, it is increasing the surface area over which the epoxy putty will be able to attach and hold. Yes. Yes. Sorry, Chris, you lost. I lost context because I was, face first in, doing this shit. So I completely lost the context. So I apologize for that. Charles Dodge, gotta go. Doctor's appointment. I'll catch you later tonight. Charles, have a good one, buddy. Hope everything turns out okay with your doctor's appointment. Oh, look at this guy, Robert Cottrell. What's going on, bud? Hey, Tim, long time no see. Welcome, Robert. It's good to see you, man. Good to see you. Let's see. George says, my secret weapon for ensuring squareness, a deep commitment to obeying the rules in any social situation. Nice, George. Nice. Gumpo Luke says, this is one thing I've been looking to add to my game. I feel like I'm missing out on so much with it. I don't know if you're missing out on quote unquote so much. It fills a void in certain necessities, shall we say. When you don't know how to get that perfect angle, when you don't know how to properly attach two different pieces that shouldn't be attached to one another, when you need to, attach a head block, for instance, to some other head that it was never meant to go into. And then obviously filling voids and stuff like that, they're all use cases at that point, but they're specific use cases that, don't always come up. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, it's, excuse me, it's, kind of that thing where it's, what is it? It's, what's the old saying? It's better to have and not need than need and not have, right? So yeah, I mean, if you've got that in your arsenal, it's great. But it's one of those things I find that doesn't always come up a lot, but, yeah, when you got that in your arsenal, like you could see, it comes in super, super handy. Let's go camera one, because there's nothing on screen there. But yeah, Luke, it's, like I said, it's really, really good to have in your back pocket. Yeah. Loren says, dang it, stream's ending on my lunch break. Sorry, man. Life Death 65, great lunch stream, Tim. Thank you, buddy. Julius, get to the chopper, right? Gunpla Luke says, are you a fan of Plastruck products for claw plate stuff? They make some cool stuff that I've picked up here and there. Plastruck is good. Plastruck is good, and I have several pieces. One of my favorites is actually this, and we'll go back to camera 2 because now I actually have something to show you. These trusses, right? These are actually super useful. I've seen, let's turn them over so you can kind of get the full picture there. I've seen Japanese modelers use these in dioramas. I've seen them use them in like weapons racks and things like that to connect weapons, to a mobile suit or backpack or something like that. These do come in very, very handy, and as you can see, I've used them very, very limited. But they are expensive for what they are, and mind you, I bought these years ago, and you can see these just two pieces, these little ones, and they're maybe 5 inches of whatever, what this is, $6.29. Now that price has probably gone up a bit, and then this one is $6.99. So $7 for 2 pieces of that, So it's expensive, and I get it. These are more intricate, which require more work and all of that. But Plastruct, I've always found, does price on the higher side of, they price on the higher side of materials and things. And they do have some really cool plating, different, they call them shingles, but you can use them as louvers and like vents and stuff like that. Different textures and all that. They do make some really cool things there. And then some other things that, you know, they make are really, really cool that they only make. But in terms of general plastic, I really, really like evergreen. Now for sheet, like I showed the other day, I get these big ass sheets. Yeah, these are 1 foot by 2 feet of plastic sheet. I actually got these from Evergreen. I'll be damned. Well, I get them from Evergreen, and then I also get them from McMaster Carr. So both, you know, kind of serve that purpose. McMaster Carr is a great site. If you guys have not found McMaster Carr yet, there is a ton of things that you can go on there and peruse. Oh, fuck it, I'll put that away later. And then if you're lucky enough to get one of the fabled McMaster Carr catalogs, which are like this thick, they are a work of art, honestly. The binding, the cover, the colors, the design. Oh, I wish I had one. So, yeah, the McMaster Carr is great. You can get plastic sheets, polystyrene plastic sheets, up to 1/4 inch thick. So if you wanted to use that for a base and you didn't want to dick around with any other materials and paint it up like a model and everything, there's that option, right? So yeah, McMaster Carr, I can't say enough about them. They have little doodads and, little pieces and stuff like that I've found over the years. Plastic inserts, little connectors, things like that. You just got to get on there and just get lost on the site. It's so cool. It's so cool. Let's see. Chris says, it was when you were adding the added bit to the rods. Yeah, granted, I had walked away and came back, so you have mentioned something to that effect earlier. Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Let's see. Here we go. Yes, I have used those in making space debris and bases as well as I-beams. Lots of cool stuff for diorama. Oh, hell yeah. Chris says, wonder how hard it would be to 3D print something like those Plastruck bits. Personally, I think for the fidelity, you'd probably have to go resin at that point. And then I worry about the structure of it, especially at that scale. Because you're going to need supports, because those trusses are like basically shaped like I-beams. So they have protrusions on either side. So if you print them laying down, which I would imagine would be the best way to print them, you'd have minute little supports underneath that you'd have to remove. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know a lot about 3D printing, granted, but I'm just thinking as a kind of engineering task. So, yeah. Lelouch says, hey Tim, what's your take on the Master Grade SD line? Do you think it's taking a bit away from the regular Master Grade line because they could make a SD RE FM line? It's a good question. It's a real good question. I think before the Master Grade SD line came into existence, the Master Grades were already losing, their place in the hierarchy of things, at least at Bandai. And it's all about money. It's all about bottom line, and I get that. They're a business. They're in it to make money. But Master Grades are my scale and line of choice, obviously. But do I think that particular line is taking away? I don't know. If it does, probably only a little bit. Because like I said, the Master Grade line had kind of lost its, place in the hierarchy way before that. So if it did detract from, the Master Grade line, in my opinion, it's probably very, very minimal. So just thinking about it that way. Yes, McMaster Car has great greebly things also. Yes. Yeah, here we go. Now, I bought these off of Amazon, but yeah. These and these I bought off McMaster Car, and I'll show you here in a second. Let's go camera 2 again. All right, so put those off to the side. But these here, these are stainless steel, basically they call them dowels, but they're essentially stainless steel pins. And I tell you what, if you need structural integrity, this will never fucking fail. These are 1 millimeter, these are 2 millimeter in diameter, and they're both, I believe, 14 millimeter long. Yeah, and like I said, these are stainless steel. These are strong as shit. So if you say, snap a peg or something like that, like the peg here for the waist, right? Say if you snapped that for some reason, hole in the middle. If you can pop a 2 millimeter in there and get that back and glued, this will be stronger than the original molding, without a doubt. Will be stronger. And the same thing with any other peg with these types of these 1 millimeters. If you're gluing and pinning resin, oh my god, these things are great. Are those rods magnetic? I mean, they're stainless steel. I imagine they probably would be. Where are my magnets here? Let's see. Let's give it a good old test, yeah? Let's see. No. Doesn't seem to be. Well, a little. Not a lot. Yeah. So, not too much. But, yeah. These are fucking great. These are absolutely great. And as you can see, made in Germany. The Germans always know how to make very good products. This one was made in India, so they're, made in different places, but still. Yeah, just great. Great things. So highly recommend. And then the other one is this. This I got off Amazon. These are plastic inserts. So if you're familiar with 3D printing and everything, these are threaded on the inside. They have a threading on the inside that you can attach screws or whatever to. But the reason why I have them is because they make really freaking cool detail pieces. Like for something like that, right? Like for a connector or some detail on a rifle or something like that. Just these are great. So I bought this little box of connectors, and on McMaster Car, they have a ton of variety for different shapes and sizes and things like that. You can go on there and find like a ton of things. And yeah, it is Greebly World on there. So yeah, McMaster Car, great site. Love that site to death. Loren says, have you tried using Wave's sliding T-square? I have not. I didn't know they had a sliding T-square, but that's interesting. I'll have to look on Hobby Search and see what I can find. Let's see. Even in resin printing, I think you'd have visible stair-stepping on near horizontal surfaces. Yeah, there was that too, right? Yeah. Are those rods? Oh, yeah. Are those rods magnetic? As you might be able to also use them with magnetic paint stirrers. Interesting. I didn't think about that. I'm sure they probably have those types of things. Yeah. I fix my kids' toys all the time with pins like that, right? Man, when you know modeling, scale modeling and stuff, like, you can almost fix anything. Like, it's crazy. It is crazy. So, yeah. You could try to vapor smooth resin. But, yeah, I mean, at that level of detail and at that scale too, man, you're skirting a fine line, I think. You're skirting a fine line. So, yeah, I mean, in my opinion, $7.99 for what it is, or $6.29 for what it is a lot of money for what it is. It also saves you a lot of headache too. So there's the convenience factor. I'm just saying. Anyway, all right, you guys, we're done for today. We got all that curing off to the back here. We'll get to that later tonight. Fingers crossed everything lines up properly and then all this works, especially the head. I'm worried about that one, I'll be honest. But if need be, we can, you know, Dremel out what we need to reapply and redo. So that's one good thing about this, is that it's not the end until you actually destroy something. So there it is. All right. Anyway, you guys be safe out there. Go build something cool. Come on back tonight, and we'll see you later. All right.